So here we are, the final word. It's Harriers Hotline with myself, Wes, and non-league writer Shane. Hello, Shane. Not feeling well tonight, are you, buddy? Eh?
Where's now a little bit of something or other, but we're here. We've still got a final word to deliver and a very special guest as well.
Very special guest. Scored the only goal on Sunday, playing at Fortress Agbra. Hey, Sarah, with a surname I cannot pronounce. Welcome to Harriers Hotline.
Hi, Wes. Hi, Shane. Would you like me to teach you how to say my last name?
Yes, that's exactly what the first question is.
Is that a good thing to start with?
Yeah, perfect. Make friends that way.
If you take the J and change it to a Y, it's actually pronounced traditionally Lojko.
Lojko?
Yeah.
So, where's that from? It's Solihull, yeah?
Yeah, just a little bit more north, I think. Poland. It's from
Poland, yeah. Yep. I've never been to Poland. Never been. Have you?
It's lovely if you ever get the chance to go. Yeah, it's a really nice place to go.
Are you wearing your official Harriers training? Come on now.
I am, of course.
Shane, why don't we get given? I mean, we've done this is like the 6th interview now. They must realise that we're big players in the Harriers game, and they must think to themselves, we've got to give them some free stuff.
I mean, if I told you that I had my pajamas on underneath, you'd be horrified. But
no, absolutely not. I've also got I work from home, Sarah. I work from home, so pajamas is my life. It's my absolute life.
Good.
Yeah. So Sunday.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So Sunday. Let's talk about Sunday. Can you please, Sarah, talk us through what happened? Oh, hang on. That's the wrong. Oh, there we go. There you are. There you are. Now, let me give it some volume. Let's go back and let's get. Yeah, there we go. It sounded like here she goes. Here she goes. She's in. She's in.
Wow.
Wow.
To be honest, until I watched it again, I couldn't actually remember anything about it until I saw the video a bit later on the night.
Yeah.
It was such a difficult game, and to be honest, I think we weren't expected to win, and I think that's probably perhaps what made it so much more special.
Nice. Well, here you are again. Now, did you shin it a bit? Did you?
No, I've actually got a picture of the ball perfectly on top of my foot to show that I actually didn't toe it. I didn't shin it.
No.
Perfect shot.
I mean, you couldn't teach that. You literally couldn't teach that to my small daughter. You couldn't teach her that. I mean, she wouldn't understand anyway, but I'm just trying to zoom. Oh, hang on. See, that's good. It looks good there, doesn't it?
Yeah, perfectly on top of the left foot there.
Absolutely. Are you left-footed then, Sarah?
I am left-footed, yeah.
Or were you showing off?
I couldn't hit a barn door with my right foot, so it would never have got there with my right foot.
Well, it would have got somewhere, but not there. Here you are. Here you go, Sarah. Right. Okay. So it's gone in.
Yeah.
It's gone in. Ready? Now, who is this up here, Sarah? Who is this guy here? Look at him. Little pervert.
I'm going to say that's Shane.
Possibly. Yeah, guilty.
I had noticed there was somebody sitting there writing stuff a bit earlier on in the game, to be honest.
Was it that boring? Just looking around?
Yeah, at times.
It's a privilege to come and cover it, actually. I got the call on the Sunday morning and did my research and everything. I thought, I think you mentioned that you weren't favourites to win. I had a look at it and I feared for you all a little bit, if I'm honest, that it looked fearsome to somebody who's not really up to speed with the women's game as I should be. And when I was watching it, it was such a back to the wall effort. I'm there trying to, first game I've got to cover like this, and it's like I need to switch on everything. And I felt myself getting right into it as well. I was getting right behind you all. It was such a mammoth effort defensively, and then obviously that time in the game, 82nd minute, I think it was, to dip the keeper like that. I think it was deserved, wasn't it? Perhaps not on the balance of play, but just how you and all the other girls defended. And Johnson at the back, Tilly Hall in goal.
Yeah, definitely.
It was deserved in that respect. It was a real good game to watch. I'm really pleased I managed to get down and watch it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think before that, I think that the 6 games before that, they'd won all of them. They hadn't conceded a goal and they'd scored 20 goals. So I think that in itself, the fact they hadn't even conceded a goal in the last 6 games.
Wow.
So it was a tough game, and like I said, we probably went into it with the mindset that we weren't going to get much out of it if we were honest to ourselves. We've had quite an inconsistent season. If you look at our results, it's kind of, we beat some of the better teams, and I think 2 weeks before that we lost to the team that's bottom of the league that hadn't won a game all season. So it's been so inconsistent for us that we haven't really managed to get any kind of win behind us and get going. So it was, hopefully Sunday's done us good, and it'll kick us on for the end of the season now.
Sarah, I want to go back to the video just one more time. Tell me about the celebration. I mean, what's going on here? You've literally lost it. You got no idea. There's about 4 celebrations there.
Gone. So the ears were just for the fact that they were just not appreciative of the fact that we'd scored, or
Nice.
all game they were just kind of in your ear hole, as you do, just thinking that they were perhaps, a little bit better than us, a little bit above us in terms of ability and stuff like that. So I thought it was just a bit, apt to just give them the whole kind of shush kind of thing.
Amazing. And who invited Elton John? I mean, what's going on here? Shane, did you see Elton there as well?
Oh yeah, I was cracking.
Absolutely. There you go. Well done.
That is something I did notice from there. Dugout, they were very animated throughout. A pass astray, or a move breaking down, or a chance pass not being taken. They were very, very animated. I think there's always that bit of coolness from the Harriers dugout, and I think obviously I wasn't on the pitch there. You were. How much did that help? The fact that Lichfield was sort of losing their heads on the sideline, but then your coaching staff were there just nice, cool and composed, and talking you through the game as and where you needed it, which is one thing I noticed.
And that's kind of something that they've brought, because the guys that are in charge now came in about 5 games in. And, the first 5 games were a little bit chaotic, kind of a different style of management, if you like. But obviously Tails and Tim have come in, and that's very much them. Even on the training pitch, they don't say too much. They just kind of like you to do their talking with your feet. So they give direction, but they give, good feedback in the change rooms where it's needed, but not necessarily in front of everybody to give the mood away, if you know what I mean. So they're good managers, in all fairness.
Sarah, if someone's watching this video for the first time and they're finding out about Kidderminster Harriers ladies team, can you tell me what happens to the team that comes first and the team that comes last? Do they get promoted, they get relegated, or is it not the way that happens?
Yeah, so I think in the league that we're in, so this is the first season that we've been in this league. So my understanding of it is that the team at the top goes up and the team at the bottom gets relegated.
See you, Stoke. Well, they've only got 2 points, Shane. So I can't imagine they're going to be some sort of...
They had some kind of point deduction, but I'm not entirely sure what for.
They've also conceded 52 goals. So,
I mean, we did lose to them, so I can't really say anything.
Shane, quickly move on. Ask another question.
We'll bring it back to some more positive stuff. I've mentioned a little bit of research before the game on Sunday, and Sarah's stats are updated now. 17 games, 14 goals, 10 Player of the Match awards. So
show off. It's amazing, Sarah. Well done, you. Well done, Exon. That's brilliant. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's my first season here with Harriers. I was actually born and bred in Kidderminster, so it's a lovely to kind of. I would imagine that I'd be ending my career not too shortly from now, with the age that I'm at. So it's nice to come back and just give something back.
So where else have you played, Sarah?
I spent quite a lot of time playing for Starbridge, who are at the top of our league now. Well, we will be at the top of our league. I imagine that they'll probably end up winning our league. So I spent quite a lot of time getting them to the league that they're in now, along with other players. I went to Darlaston, a few teams in the West Midlands.
Do you know most of the players in that league
that I play against?
Yeah.
I mean, Lichfield City that we played on Sunday were formerly called Solihull United. So they've kind of merged into two teams together. So we knew them and we knew the manager, and we kind of knew what would come with them. The reputation has come with them from Solihull United, to be honest. So you get to know them as much as you play them. You get to know them, kind of the reputations and what kind of game you're going to have from the start, really.
Do players think to themselves, like at the end of in the ladies league, do they think at the end of the season, I can't bother playing for them, I'm going to play for someone else? Is that the way it works, or do you get scouted and stuff? Or how's it happen?
It's kind of a bit of both. I mean, naturally, there are kind of, you have a feel for a team that you want to stay with, and you want to progress and you want to do well with them. Other times there are times where you think, I'm not really feeling it. That obviously happens too, but there are occasions where halfway through a season you'll get a text message from another manager that will say, do you fancy a change now, or a challenge change next season? So all those kind of things do happen.
So they're all in it together. So when did you decide? Let's go back, Sarah. I'm sure you're like 25 or something, so let's go back to
thank you. Okay. I really like you.
Peace, love. Let's go back to the beginning. When did you decide you actually fancied being a footballer? When did that happen?
Since I could walk, pretty much. I've tried my hand at other things whilst I was at school and stuff, but I've given everything up to play football. So I used to, up until the age of about 14, I had to play with lads because there wasn't any kind of young girls teams around here in Kidderminster. There weren't any young girls teams when I was kind of around those ages, so I was always told that I had to play, if I wanted to play football, I had to play in a boys team. Then the first girls team I played for was Ferndale, which I think is known as Wire Forest Phoenix these days. I don't know if you've heard of them, but kind of a name change. But I would pretty much say since as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to play football.
I spoke to Molly. She was the first one we had on from the ladies team, and I asked her the same question, and she said, "Yeah, I played with the boys. There was no girls team. I played the boys." And I said to her, "Did they pass to you?" She said, "Yeah." After about a year, did you have the same experience?
I don't remember it being quite so much that they wouldn't pass to me at all.
Yeah.
If they didn't, I would probably just tackle them and get it off them anyway. So. I'd probably just take it off them or try
no mercy.
Anyway,
No mercy. I have none of that. So what school did you go to? You said you were born and bred in Kiddie. What school did you go to?
Yeah, so I went to Sutton Park First School, and then I went to St John's Middle School, and then to King Charles High School. So
King Charles. Okay, King Charles. Yeah, I know. I'm from Stourport originally. I went to Stourport High and stuff. So yeah, so I knew a lot about you guys from the Kidderminster lot, the school lot. So yeah. Sarah, how old are you? I'm going to put it in age bracket. Are you in the age bracket 18 to 25, 25 to 30, or 30 and a bit more?
I'm definitely 30 and a bit more. I know that I don't look it. Maybe this camera's doing me good. I don't know, but yeah, I'm 34 this year. So
yeah, absolutely not. Okay, Shane, you got a question?
Yeah, I was just going to circle back around for what sort of say there weren't really the opportunities in the women's game. It's something we're seeing a lot more of now. Mm-hmm. How much is it changing, and do you see it carrying on like this, where there's more and more opportunities over the last few years? It seems. I started getting down to Agba about 12 years ago, and wouldn't have dreamt of seeing the women at Agba, and obviously now you're getting games in the stadium, which is I think is how it should be because you're part of the club. So
yeah.
Do you see it? Do you see that there's something that we can still develop? Is still going to happen? That this upward curve is going to continue, or the sort of someone who's been in that process? How much has it changed over time? I suppose is what I'm getting at.
Massively. I mean, I remember playing for teams where we had hand-me-down kits that they weren't even brand new kits. They were just kind of the ones that the lads didn't want anymore, or they got rips in and kind of stuff like that. And the coverage that the women's game gets on kind of, Sky Sports, and obviously with the Euros coming up, I mean, I'm going to Old Trafford for the first game against Austria, which I think has only got 1,000 tickets left. So you're talking you've nearly sold 80,000 tickets for the first game of the Euros, which would have been absolutely unheard of kind of 15 years ago. Would have been absolutely unheard of. So, and I can only see it getting better. I can't sit here and say that it'll ever be as big as men's football. I don't think that it will. I think there'll always kind of be that agenda there, but it's nothing like it used to be, and it's only going to get better. I mean, I've got a stepdaughter that plays football locally, and just to go and watch her on a Saturday morning, just see how many girls' football teams there are around now is really good to see. Because like I said, there just wasn't any. There wasn't any girls playing football, and any girls that wanted to play football, they either told that they can't or they had to play with the boys.
So as we'll stick with the beginning bit of your football career and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is a question I ask everyone because people might say someone might say it's boring, but I want to hear the answer.
Okay.
So, Sarah, do you remember what your first pair of boots were, and have you still got them?
I don't still have them. I probably still have the same size feet, if I'm honest.
Okay. What brand were they? Do you remember?
Yeah, they're Adidas Predators.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
No.
You're up there with Alex Penny. He also had a pair of. Did he?
Leather ones, and had little metal blades that you could take off with a little like clip thing.
What year was that? That's like illegal. I don't think you can have metal blades on your boots anymore. I wouldn't have thought.
No, I don't think you could ever have metal blades on your boots now. Yeah, they used to have little metal blades. You could take them on and off.
Yeah.
Clean them and stuff.
I remember those actually. Yeah. Funny enough, can't remember what game I was watching, or it might have been a clip on Twitter. The first time in years on this clip, I saw the old stud wrench, which was a real nice blast from the past.
Yeah, that's what they were like a little black thing.
Yeah.
You'd be able to clip the blades on and off. Yeah, it was really good.
Okay, so another pair of Adidas. Shane, what were your first pair of boots, mate? You never did tell me. Did you ever play, Shane?
Yeah, I used to as a kid. Play pretty much every position as you do as a kid.
Yeah, obviously.
I definitely don't have them. I remember being some kind of it was plain black. It's not traditional, nice. Yeah,
classy.
You got to keep black. The brand. I couldn't tell you what brand it was, but I'm not.
Let's just say they were cheap.
They probably were, but they did me all right back in the day. But I'm not the professional on this call. I'm after that.
So Sarah, how would you prepare for match day? When you get up in the morning, what would you do? Have you got a specific breakfast that you eat and stuff, and make sure you get your fluids in, or do you just get up?
Yeah, plenty of fluids. I will have a cup of coffee first thing in the morning just to wake me up. But I tend to drink quite a bit of fluid beforehand. Not generally the same breakfast, but nothing too overly heavy, just so that I'm not too heavy, sluggish when I'm running.
I love that. So would you say you have a strict diet so much, Sarah? Do you think that is something that you go by, or is it just a case of little often I eat what I want, just in little bits?
No, I've never been that kind of person, to be honest. Since I was quite young, I've always enjoyed going to the gym. I go to the gym 3 or 4 times a week, so I definitely watch what I eat. I'll always have a cheat day, don't get me wrong, but no, throughout the week especially, I'm always sticking to a good diet.
What's the best match you've played in? Doesn't necessarily have to be the biggest match you played in, but the best match that you've played in that you remember.
I would say Sunday emotion-wise would have been one of them. I wouldn't necessarily say the match itself. I would have said the emotion kind of from scoring and everything we felt at the end when we'd won and stuff like that would definitely be up there. I played in a cup final a couple of years ago for Darlaston. Won 2-0. I scored both of them. So that again in itself was the first trophy that the club had for as long as they could remember. So that was good to bring some silverware back to them. So yeah, I'd say probably either of those two.
also going back to Sunday, seeing Shane from the hotline, Harriers hotline, the final word at the top, that must just made your Sunday completely. When you scored that goal, you saw him up there, you've been like, yeah, it's incredible.
That was why I just went crazy. To be
Yeah, no,
honest.
Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Someone's got
the only reason.
Someone's got to go crazy for him. It's not me. Sarah, what is your what? Sorry, Shane. Yeah, go on, mate, because you're not feeling very well. He's not well.
It was weird because then I've got a job to do, but then your Harriers bias comes out and you got how long can I be on my feet here? Do I need to get this down? But that's what I forget is a real. Well, you keep going back to the game. Obviously, one of the many things I was writing down, I was keeping track of the shots, and at points it was an absolute onslaught. I collated them before we come on. It was 25 shots to 5, but it was what a lot of people I don't think get about the women's game. It's the second game I watched. The first one, it was, I think, ironically, it was one of the games against City of Stoke at Coes. I think we all wrongly have a preconception about a women's game. Not as good or this or that. But what I saw, again, in that first game I watched a few months ago, and then on Sunday, it's not just a kick about. It's not just, it matters, and there is some real quality there as well. Just seeing Anne Johnson, who I saw got playing a match on FA full time, taking that knock in the first half and a massive egg on the side of the face. Yeah. Then straight back in, she's putting 2 absolute crunching tackles that would get a standing ovation on the Saturday. And I think,
and not to mention that she's 45 years old, by the way.
Oh, we don't mention age on the hotline. We have to do it in brackets, otherwise we get in trouble.
I have to say it. She's like a monster.
I could have gone 40 to 45. You could have said, yeah, that's me. That'd been fine. That'd be fine. So, Sarah, what was the difference playing? You normally play what at the training ground?
Yes, we normally play at Cosi. So
yeah, playing from that to playing at Agbra, what was the difference?
Obviously your mindset is obviously different. There's more of an expectation, the music's playing, the sprinklers are on, and you come out, and obviously there was a lot more people that came to watch as well, which was nice. But I hope that we showed them that obviously we showed them how what's the word?
How mega,
how exciting,
massive.
Yeah. So how good it could be if that, if they carried on coming, because ultimately, their support helped as well massively. So it'd be nice for a couple of them to maybe, come down to Cosi every, a couple of weekends and just keep that going for us as well, because that they did really help.
Sarah, I'm a massive rugby fan as well as a massive Harriers fan. And what I noticed about rugby was that England would play at Twickenham, and then straight after the men's team have played, there'll be half an hour of just whatever. Then the women would come out and the women would play. Now the people who bought the tickets would be like, we'll stick around, and that helped increase the audience for the games and stuff. The spectators.
Yeah.
Do you think we could ever be in a position where Harriers ladies would play after the men? I was thinking about this earlier today, and I was thinking, well, the only thing I can think of that would stop it would be maybe the changing room situation. That's the only thing. But Sarah, would you be up for that kind of? Would you be up for that? Surely you'd be up for that.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, women's football generally, I've only played in a league that plays on a Sunday. That would be the only downfall to that, is that I know that a lot of the men's matches are obviously on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
I don't think I've played in a women's team that we've played on a Saturday at all. It's always been Sunday afternoons.
Yeah, but why does it have to be that?
I don't know why it has to be. I'd imagine that that's just how the league is set up.
If you got 3,000 people there watching Kiddie go massive on a Saturday, I mean, you're going to hope that at least 500 are going to stay if the ladies' game's on afterwards. And also, I was thinking, the pitch has then got another day to be prepared for the next game. If you have 2 games in a one,
using it on the Sunday.
Yeah, that's just what I honestly, Sarah, I think that would be amazing if that were to happen. I'm hopefully going to be speaking to Russ soon, and I'll put it to him and see what happens. Yeah, so maybe it will be.
I do think that's a fair suggestion, to be honest. It's just not into is the point that we made there. It's not, but yeah, we're all part of the club, the men's side, the ladies side, but also just the outreach, the education for some of us who haven't watched a women's game or have an idea of it. Give the ladies the opportunity to dispel that. To families come to football. To you could have a family they've got a daughter who wants to play football, but they don't know. To actually have those visible role models, from want of a better phrase, there to showcase it. It can be done, and it can be done in your area. It, I think, would be massive. We saw it. I certainly saw it in the cricket with the 100 in the summer, where they put the women's games on before the men. And to be quite honest with you, the couple of games that I went to, I found myself more interested in the women's games than the men's, because the women's games were a lot closer.
Yeah.
The quality drama doesn't always have to be shock and horror. It can be in the tightness of a game. Like obviously the 0-0 up until the 82nd minute, the 1-0, then it's held on. Now, can we hold on with the lead? It doesn't always have to be. Sometimes a 0-0 and a late win is a better result than a 6-7-0 thrashing, where there's really nothing to play for.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think you learn more from those kind of games anyway. No, everybody knows when you're winning 6, 7, 8-0, it's just, you're not learning nothing. The other team's not learning anything.
I think if now, Sarah, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think if we want the Harriers ladies team to evolve, I think this is something that has to happen. Shane, I just do. I just think Saturday, right? Saturday after the game, get the ladies on. I'm sure a lot of people would stay and would watch it and stuff, and it would help an awful lot. Those are my feelings, right? Who am I going to tell, Sarah? Who am I telling right now? Who am I going to tell?
It's definitely got legs. I mean, it'd be an idea, like you said, it's ideal just to get some kind of coverage and get some kind of, more people getting to see what the ladies' game's like. And like I said, even after this game on Sunday, there was a load of kids. I don't know if Shane, if you noticed them, but there was a load of kids waiting for us to have their pictures taken with us, and and just generally go down over to the side and just have a little chat with them and interact with them. And like I said, but they're the people that you need to be touching now, just to kind of get their interest going for the future.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
One thing I noticed was to a woman as well, to a lady, everyone who I saw was over and was so generous with the time with the kids, or anyone who really just wanted to chat, to compliment them on the performance, and I could see a few people complimenting Tilly as I was making my way. I could just see in her face how much that meant to her, which I think a lot of people don't realise, that people go to football on the men's side, and some have the mindset of they're paid to do a job and the linesman is there to do abuse. No, they're there to carry out something. But you can do something. We've had our interviews with Amari and with Alex Penny, and they've mentioned about the fans and how much it means. And when you take it to a smaller scale like this, you can really get really up close and see how much it matters, and see what Sarah said as well, the crowd in Agrible, how it really did push them on, because it was such a supportive crowd. It was a pleasure to witness, really. It was really supportive. You just felt the noise every time Harriers managed to defend or get out or get a good tackle in the ball, or pop out to Sales and Danny up front, and you could just feel the noise building to a crescendo at any time there's a ball in behind. I think it's definitely something that'd be good to happen. I mean, I don't know if there's ever a couple of attendance, but there must have been at least 100 there, and obviously a cozy, you're lucky to get anybody. So
yeah,
absolutely.
I think you get used to kind of hearing kind of good and bad things from your loved ones and your friends, but when you're getting good, nice things said about people that don't normally come and watch, or they know nothing about you, they've never seen you play before, so when you hear those kind of comments from those people, then of course it matters a lot.
Sarah, we've got to wrap this up now, because we've got to speak to a Chester fan Obviously, it's what we do on a Thursday night. Obviously. Sarah, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for coming on, and well done on your goal that you scored.
Thank you.
Shane, should we watch it again? I think we probably should watch it again because
I think we've got to.
the Rio can wait. Rio can really wait for to spout off about Chester. His name's Rio. He's from Chester. I mean, Jesus Christ. Right. Talk us through it if you want to. Here we go.
Absolutely nothing going through my mind other than let's have a shot, let's have a go.
Yeah.
I think it's, like I said, probably one of the first shots we've had, probably the best chance we'd had, that we've been limited up until that point. So yeah, let's just have a go, see what we can get. Let's
see what's happening. Well, Sarah, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Yeah, fantastic. Sarah, good luck. Who you got next? Who you got the weekend? Do you know?
So away at Camden Court on Sunday. And then just to point out, we've also made it to 2 cup finals this season as well. So we've got those to look forward to. So if anyone's interested, come down and have a look.
Absolutely. We'll get some details from that, and
without a doubt, that's cool.
We'll put it on the hotline. Sarah, you can join the hotline if you want to. Harry's hotline. I mean, you're a big shot though, so do you know what I mean? So you might
see if I can fit you into my schedule.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Sarah.
No problem.
Good
Thanks
luck
very
the
much
rest
for
of the
having
season.
me.
No problem. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Right. Okay. So Shane. She's kind of nearly gone. She's gone. Right. Let's get a Rio in. Is he going to be annoyed? Sarah's still there. Hopefully she knows how to fix it. Let's put Rio in. Right. You ready for this, Shane? Have you got anything to say about Chester?
Well, just filling until we welcome Chester fan.
Well, he's there. Rio. He's been waiting for like 5 minutes now. Let's put him in.
To the podcast, it's great to hear about the women's side of the game. It's something that doesn't get the coverage it perhaps deserves, and to shine a light on this 20 minutes, half hour, I think was really good, and something that
Rio's on the side. He's on the slant. Can you turn? Are you on your phone? Yeah, there you go, pal. There you go. Hello, Rio. Nice to meet you, mate.
Hello.
Brilliant stuff.
Rio, thanks for coming on, mate. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
So, Chester against Kidderminster Harriers tomorrow. My goodness me, it's tomorrow. What's your feelings, Rio? What's your feeling?
Well, we are actually on quite a good run of form, and we generally play quite well against some of the higher teams. So I think it'll be a really good game, given both us and you are 2 of the highest scorers. So I think hopefully there'll be a lot of goals tomorrow, but it will be a tough game, definitely.
What do you think, Shane?
Yeah, I think Rio is got a fair point, really. The Chester have picked up at the last few games. It's not been a good season for them, has it? Let's be honest, a lot of fall out from the end of the Burn and John era, and obviously when the return game at Agworth back at the start of the season, I've never seen a Burn and John side like it. So now former York gaffer Steve Watson's come in charge and keeping the track across the league. One name that stood out for me for the last few weeks, somebody hopefully Rio can tell me a little bit more about, is the Salford City strike one loan with Chester, Marcus Dackers. 7 goals, unless he scored at the weekend. I've not updated that yet, if I'm brutally honest. But yeah, 7 goals, one of the top scorers for Chester, with a former Harrier we'll get to shortly. Marcus Dackers, talk to us about him. What type of player is he?
Yeah, well, he came on loan a couple of months ago from Salford, and on his debut at Curzon Ashton, he had an awful debut, to be fair. We all thought he'd be better off playing for Cheshire Phoenix basketball, but no, to be fair, he's done really well. He has a similar goals to game ratio down to Akwasi Asante. He scored like 7 goals in 10 games or something, so yeah, he's been really good. I'd love him to be here again next year, but I can't see it really. I reckon he might even go to Salford, he might even go to their first team, or they could maybe want him to play International League. But yeah, it's been a really good player.
What formation do Chester play normally?
Under Steve Watson, he usually plays the 4-3-3 now.
And is that effective as to what you were playing?
Yeah, now we have like more attacking options, because at the beginning of the season we struggled in front of goal a lot, but lately we scored 3 at Gateshead, 3 at Gloucester. We beat Kettering 4-0, Southport 5-0. So I think now we have more attacking options. We're much better in front of goal.
Tell me about the attendances you get at Chester, because we do a game called Guess the Attendance, and the winner at the end of the season gets a mug. In fact, I was going to bring my mug in, I didn't. They get a mug, and I always started off, and I did some research into it. I just put in Chester home, I put in Chester attendances, and I said 1,507. But I was looking at the wrong bit. I should have been looking at that was the away bit. I should have looked at the home bit. But so did you get like more 2,000, do you reckon, Rio?
Well, at the beginning of the season, we were only getting like 1,500. But lately, our crowds have been a lot better. We've been getting between 1,700 to 2,000. So I think tomorrow it will be close to 2,000, especially if you take a few hundred. So I think also we haven't had a home game in about a month now, and with it being Easter, I think hopefully it will be a good crowd.
Who is Chester's biggest rival? Who is their neighbour?
Obviously Wrexham.
Yes, Wrexham. Yeah. So you got Wrexham to the side of you. Tranmere, are they quite close? Tranmere?
Yeah, when they were in the National League, they always took big followings, and vice versa. We took about 1,500 to Prenton Park, yeah.
So what are you hoping for the rest of the season then, Rio? Can you sneak into the playoffs?
No.
No, definitely not.
I think our players have all their futures to play for, even our manager. But I think we just have to win as many as we can. We won't go down, we won't go up. So maybe if we can finish maybe mid-table, that would be okay.
Yeah, got the table up now.
Year.
So yeah, actually, I thought you were about 9th or 10th. So to see you in 18th. That was a bit strange. God, it's closer, isn't it?
It is.
To be fair, 1 of 4. I think 1 of 4. Shane, you agreeing with that? 1 of 4. What do you think?
Yeah, it's one thing that did slightly amuse me on Twitter over the last month or two. Certain Chester fans are saying that they're doomed, and it's the case of Barnsley, Blythe have dropped Guiseley. Of course, they just placed a former Chester manager, actually, Marcus Bignot, on gardening leave. That's why they inevitably beat Kettering on Tuesday night. So it's a real tight one, but Chester are safe. Anyone from Telford down, I'd say. But let's bring me back to Chester a little bit. One thing I've noticed, we can see it there as well. There's 62 goals and 24 different goal scorers, which is madness, really.
That's impressive.
Some of that is down to player turnover, but there's just the goals have just been shared around everywhere. The top goal scorers are the aforementioned Dackers with 7, and I said we'd talk about him. Former Harrier Declan Weeks also with 7 or 8 goals. Chester, I don't know how far you go back, but Chester always seem to do well with former Harriers players. Certain fans will be able to remember John Danby from the early 2000s. Of course, you've got the Deck now. I think Joel Taylor the other year as well. So I've seen some numbers from Deck season, something like 20 goal involvement. So how key has Declan Weeks been to anything positive that Chester has done this season?
Yeah, I think Declan Weeks definitely my player of the season. I think we'll really have to tempt him to be here again next year because he's a really creative player. The amount of assists, he's chipped in with a few goals too. I put a tweet out the other week that I think he should have his own goal of the season compilation because he does love a goal from long range. So, yeah, definitely my player of the season. And if we can keep him next year, then I'd be delighted.
I remember when we had Declan Weeks, Shane, and John Eustace, manager at the time, didn't really want to play him. He just didn't want to put him in the team, but then he did. And then you could just see the talent that he had. And I was surprised when he left, to be honest. I don't know why. Have you got any ideas why he left? Was it money or was it just that he wasn't starting manager or whatever?
We never really got any insight into that, I don't think. But it's style as well, I think. Obviously, diminutive player. Maybe we tried to beef it up. Obviously, Mark Carrington does a good job in that because I am Martin. A little bit more forward drive. His deck was always a bit more of a low, to use the word in a footballing sense. More the quarterback, wasn't he? Sitting deep and spraying it, but he certainly had a hit. So it's really not a surprise to me that he's got his own goal of the season compilation on the go, to be honest, because we saw with his goals against Hereford in his time with us, he's got it in his locker for sure.
Do you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of the National League, James Ward-Prowse. What do you think to that one? What do you reckon? He's got a great shot on him. He's always busy. Always busy.
Rio, you've seen him more.
That's true.
More times this season than myself and Wes. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Fair dues. So, you're right. Chester probably aren't going to go down, are they? You've got some games in hand as well. At least one game in hand. So yeah. There you go. So, do you think that you're going to build Rio on this season and hopefully get back up to the top again next season, or what do you think?
Yes, I think we should keep Steve Watson. I think he has done enough to warrant a new deal. So if we can sort that out, then hopefully he can clear out all of the deadwood in the summer. And
I love that. I love that term.
Bring in his own players in. It might be tough because we don't have a huge budget, but if he can bring his own players in, hopefully we'll be able to compete near the top end again.
Is that Steve Watson who used to play for Newcastle?
Yeah.
In the 90s. He was a right back, wasn't he? Was he a right back? Yes.
He was.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Shane, that's my championship manager days from back in 1993-94, coming back to help me out there, I think. Classic. Rio. Sorry, carry on, Shane. Yeah, you got a point.
I was going to say it's a fair point that Rio was making there. There's been quite a bit of turnover at Chester this season, but there is one player I do want to talk about. I believe under contract until 2024, which may really help Chester out. The young defender, I think Rio knows what I'm on about here, who came onto my radar in pre-season and he's played nearly a dozen games now. Harrison Burke. How much of a prospect is Harrison Burke? I've seen a few things suggesting that he's the next one who's going to be sold upwards by Chester.
Yeah, Harrison, he only graduated from our academy in the summer, so given he's already played a number of games in our senior team, says it all really. I heard a rumour that Brighton were looking after him, so
wow,
which is amazing really, but I think he'll need another year or two to really gel in, because we have two centre halves now, Simon Grand, Danny Livesey. They're both coming up 40, so I don't really think they'll be here next year. So hopefully that will be an opportunity for Harrison to play more regularly, and hopefully he can be a big money earner in years to come.
Yep, Shane, carry on.
Just before I go back to you, Wes, I mentioned he's the next one off the production line. I'm just trying to think of the last one that was sold upwards last season, and the name's forgetting me, so I'm hoping Rio can help me out here. I think he was a striker, wasn't he, last season? Did he go to Stoke, was it, in the end?
Oh, Will Goodwin.
That's the boy. Will Goodwin. Yeah, that's it. You saved me a couple of hours of research there, Rio. So thanks for that. Yeah, back to you, Wes. I needed to scratch that itch, otherwise I'd have been up till midnight trying to find out who it was.
Rio, tell me if I was going tomorrow, which I'm not, unfortunately, but if I was going tomorrow, what could I expect? Like from when you get to the ground, what's the food like? What the atmosphere's like? Where you go? What's the away ground like?
Yeah, so we have a bar which welcomes both home and away supporters. There's a club shop right near it, and we also have a few burger vans outside the ground where you can buy food, and inside you have food as well, and we also serve beer to away supporters, which not many grounds in our league do. I know at your place we couldn't drink in the ground and a few others, but atmosphere, our home atmosphere this season's been good quite generally. So if you do take a few hundred, hopefully, you'll make a good atmosphere, we'll make a good atmosphere. So yeah, should be a good occasion.
Excellent. I look forward to hearing the commentary on the BBC. Shane, I'm all out of questions now, buddy. We've got a really great taste of what we can expect from Chester tomorrow. What you got? Anything else to say, Shane?
No, I think we've covered quite a bit there. Fortunately, I won't be able to get there either. I think I need to rest up whatever this is that I've got here. Sympathy klaxon. But games between Harriers and Chester are usually quite tight affairs, aren't they? Obviously, bring it back to that game in August against the former Wrexham midfielder Mark Carrington Thunderbolt. So sorry, I have to get that one in there. But that game was the exception rather than the rule, wasn't it? So I think we're coming off the back of a massive 6-0 win the weekend. Chester's form has picked up. It's just added a little bit of an extra complexion to the game, I think. Can we push on? Can Chester, as Rio says, they're playing for contracts next season. They're playing for a place on a tight budget. Can they stop us? Can we deal with them? We've both got brilliant records going forward. Chester are somewhat leaky at the back, as we saw from the table. So I think it promises to be shaping up to be quite a tight game potentially.
Right. So we'll end it here. But before we do, let's get a score prediction. Rio, what are you thinking for tomorrow then?
I'm going for a 3-2 to Chester. Think there'll be a lot of goals.
Yeah, I think, yeah. Do you know what? I think I was going to go 2-1 to Harriers. Shane, what about you?
I'm going to go for the same result as back in August. 3-1 Harriers.
3-1 Harriers. Well, thank you so much, Rio, for coming on the Final Word, Harriers Hotline. I really appreciate that, buddy. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Not too much, though, mate, okay? Not too much. Yeah, and then we'll go from there. So, yeah, that was it. That was the Final Word for the 14th of April, 2022. Time is flying, man. The season's nearly over, Shane. It's nearly over, mate. So, yeah. Who are we going to get on next week? Who are we going to get on next week? Well, hoping for Ethan, maybe. But we'll see. We'll have to see. So there you go. Yeah. So anyway, Rio, thank you again, buddy. Thank you so much. I'll post it up at some point soon. Yeah, we'll give you a follow on Twitter as well. That'd be amazing. Shane, thank you, pal. Yeah.
As always.
I'll speak to you soon. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.